Hi, this is Casey with Voodoo Rods. Gonna attempt to do a little video showing how I do a simple two-color fade wrap, which is just where the threads transition over the course of wraps from one color to another. First thing you need to do when you're doing a fade wrap is to determine how many of your starting color, or how the more you start with, the longer the fade wrap will be. So if you're doing, like if we start this purple with 20 wraps, our next wrap is gonna be 1 yellow, then 19 purple, then 2 yellow, then 18, and you can continue to sequence. So you'd have 40 transitions if you start with 20. If you have, we're gonna do this with 10 wraps just for the sake of time. We're gonna start the first one with 10. So we'll have 20 transitions throughout. So I normally keep a little piece of tape where I can write down the number as I go. As I do a 10, and then I'll mark a 1, and then a 9, and a 2. It just kind of helps me keep track. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this purple. Oh, and we'll put a little mark here just to give us a counting point here, just for the sake of the video. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And I always do 5 wraps before I cut my tag. It just helps me keep track, and we'll do this as we go along too. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have our 10 wraps of purple. So now we need to do 1 of yellow. And all we're gonna do here is just a simple 1 thread inlay. So there's our 1. Now we already have 1 wrap of purple for the next one that held the yellow in place. So we're gonna count down to 5. Then I'll tighten this up. So that'll be 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're at 5. Tighten this up, cut our tags. So now we need to get to 9, so we need 4 more. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we have our 9. Now the next one on the 2, we're still gonna do a simple inlay, but we're just gonna wrap it around twice. Somebody showed me this a long time ago. I do not remember who, so I apologize. It's a little tricky, but it's possible. You just don't need a lot of tension right here. So we're 1 and 2. So now we have our 2 wraps of yellow. So we already have our, well, let's get our 1 wrap of purple here. So there's our 1 of purple, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got our 2. You just tighten this up to where these kind of meet together. So now we need to get to 8. So that's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, we're gonna do same type of inlay, but we're gonna wrap around 3 times. 2 and 3. Crossed over right here. Again, I'm not saying this is the easiest way. I'm just saying that it is my way. Once you do it a few times, you'll get the hang of it. So there we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. So go ahead and tighten these up. So we're at 5, now we need to get to 7. 6 and 7. And again. Do this again, we'll go 4 times around. Gets a little tougher as you get, where when we get halfway, we're gonna tie it off and start opposite. So you'll see in a sec. 3, 4. And having good tension on your main spool is pretty key to this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got our 4. So we have our 5. Now we need to go to 6. So we just need one more wrap. So we have our 6. Now we need to do a 5. This will be the tricky one. Two, 3, 4. Did we get? Oh, gotta go around one more time. And 5. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's 5. Did cross here. We'll get this out right there. Now, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put us a loop and we're gonna tie off this purple. Because we just did a 5 of yellow, so now we need to do a 5 of purple. And this is what we'll tie off, and then we'll start the yellow fresh. So, oh, we had another cross over here. So that is 1. No. And that was 2. 3, 4, and 5. So on our 5, we're gonna So now we have our 5 and 5. So we're at our halfway point right here. So we're tightening these up right here. And then when you get to the end, we'll better burnish everything and make this nice and smooth. So now we're halfway. We have 5 and 5. So the next one, we would need 6 of yellow. So that's why we tie it off, and we'll start this. So if you start at 20, then you can do that at 5, and then keep going on. Anytime you can get a good tie off, you have at least 5 wraps, then you kind of start fresh on your next number. So we did our 5 purple. So now we're gonna go our 6 yellow. Again, starting at our mark here. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have our 6 yellow. So now we need to do our 4 purple. Again, this is a little tricky the more of these you do, but there's 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll tighten up this purple here. So 4, we got 5, so we need to do 7 yellow. So that's 6. There's our 7. Now we need to do our 3 purple. Again, tension on your main spool is pretty key. Two and 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was our 3. We're at 5, we need to do 8. So 3 more wraps. 6, 7, and 8. 2 purple. So there's our 2 purple. So we need to do 9 yellows. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I normally spend a little more time really lining these up and cleaning them up, but just for the sake of not having a super long video. So we have 5, we need to get to 9, so 4 more wraps. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So now we just need our 1 purple. Now, if you wanted to start another fade, you could count down to 10 and start a new color. Or like if this was in a split grip and I'm gonna put maybe a decal or something, or a name or something, and I just kind of go completely straight yellow across and then start the fade back up with 1 purple and work my way back towards that end of that split. So I'm just gonna wrap it out here just to give you an idea. So this backside, you burnish it down pretty good. And there is the fade wrap. Not that complicated. Gets a little more difficult when you do more. You just figure out beforehand where your stopping points and where can you end the wrap with a tie off and then start the color again. Makes it a lot easier than trying to keep wrapping, 7 or 8 wraps around that main thread. Makes it a little difficult. So hope this was helpful. And again, I'm not saying this is the right way. This is just my way. Thanks.